Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to A Conversation With. I am your host, Isabella Santini, and with me today are the creators of HCST Athletics, Hudson County Schools of Technology, one and only athletics broadcasting program. Welcome, Cayden and Manny.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Thank you guys so much for being here.
We were talking about this. It feels interesting being on the other side of the interviews for once.
Absolutely. So to get started, if you guys want to just introduce yourself, explain who you are, your education, anything of that sort.
Yeah, okay, I'll go first. I'm Cayden Drumeler. That's Manny Pereira, as we introduce ourselves on every show. We went to high tech here. We graduated now, but we were here for 4 years trying to make a name for ourselves, I guess, with sports coverage. And then last year we kind of found our groove. We founded HCST Athletics, and it's been great, running it and now being involved as an alumni, just helping out with the day-to-day operation.
College now.
Too. We are in college. Ooh.
I'm at Seton Hall. Cayden's at Rutgers.
What are you guys majoring in?
I'm a finance and journalism student. So maybe, I don't know if a lot of people would guess that based off what I did here. But I do that. I work for the basketball team as well. I do some media stuff for them, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I'm doing sports media, and I'm also going to pick up a second major in the spring in marketing. So I plan on double majoring throughout. Been getting involved on campus with sports and TV stuff as well.
It's amazing. That's so good to hear. I'm happy you guys sound like you're thriving. You guys sound like you're moving along.
Thank God.
Your careers, everything. So to begin, I wanted to ask. I've always wondered, how did HCST Athletics begin? Like, who decided to create the program? Like, what drove you to establish the network itself?
So we'd always been kind of doing sports here, but it was never to really any major degree. The Hudson County basketball championship was kind of our thing. You started that a year before I did.
So my freshman year, the Puro comes up to me in the stairwell. I just saw him not by chance, because I don't believe in coincidences, but I see him and he goes, "Do you want to work the county championship on Sunday?" I was like, or it was a Saturday probably.
Yeah, it was just Saturday.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, sure. No one else really wanted to do it. So I did it. Sophomore year comes around. It was me and my friend Mark, who was a biomed major here. And Cayden is like, "I want to do it." I'm like, "Of course." So Cayden starts hopping on the broadcast. It was 3 of us. We did the semis and the finals that year. It was a decent year. It was probably the worst year out of the 4 when it comes to like how good the game was.
It wasn't a great game.
But junior year comes around and the game's at NJCU. So we do the finals at NJCU. We do both the girls, the women's and the men's, and we had a lot of views. It was an overtime game. It was on WHIT. Yes, thank you to the production. It was on WHIT. So HCST Athletics wasn't a thing yet. It was the first time that we did a production for sports outside of high tech.
Yeah.
And it did well. So we took that opportunity. We started emailing people from NJCU because we wanted to work for them. And we're like, "Hey, look, we did this at your school. Are you guys looking for play-by-play guys?" We do play-by-play at NJCU. And once the winter came around, we were like, do we really want to wait until the semifinals and the finals to do this type of coverage? We already proved that we can go outside of the school and do it. So the school comes to us and they kind of told us that we had free reign to do what we wanted with this type of program.
We were literally just sitting inside of our AV production room brainstorming how to go about this.
Exactly. So we made logos. Kenyon was a big part of the pre-thing, helping us with that. And once we kind of got the logo, we did a show. We did the first show wasn't like what HCST Athletics is now. It was like a ESPN Sports Center. We wanted it kind of to be that. And then we realized the best thing we can do is midweek interviews and a lot of live content. That's what people like on Instagram, especially. So we started going to games and it kind of took off. It was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. But basically, we were just hungry to get work done and we wanted to find a way how to do it. And that's how it came to be.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Even I've never seen something come out of high tech, some kind of program or production, specifically in our WHIT network, that's made it so far as you guys have. Like even working for you, I now work for HCST Athletics and doing the games and everything. And I'm not someone who's driven by sports, who's really interested in sports. But the
Mhm.
fact that I even can just like be on the field and experience something so real and so in front of me is like eye-opening. So I admire you guys absolutely
you.
for how much you've done. Can I ask specifically what sports do you cover? The towns that you cover? Is there more towns that you cover than others? More sports that you cover than others?
Well, we try to cover
Yeah,
we try to
be
cover
even throughout the
everything.
county.
Of course.
Ultimately, some sports do end up, receiving more coverage than others. I'm just gonna say it. We're primarily a basketball county, and
We are.
and because of that, our focus kind of centralizes around that. It's how we got our start. Just commentating games in general
Yeah.
for Hudson County sports. And I think the county tournament is something we really look forward to as
No
kind
doubt.
of like our flagship production every year. But we try to, just incorporate as much
Yeah,
as we
I
can.
think this year, now that we're going to have a much bigger staff, obviously Bella already mentioned that she's going to get involved. It was just mostly me and Cayden last year. Kenny Lynn also helped. Gianfranco did some stuff behind the scenes. I believe Sarah did as well.
Yeah,
We had
Bureau, of course.
of course, the Bureau
cameraman.
at the games. But when it comes to students, we didn't have that many people that were willing, not necessarily willing, but that were involved. I'm sure if we would have pitched it more, people would have wanted to do it, but it was a brand new thing. We were learning on the fly. Now going into this year, I think we're definitely going to expand a little bit more, get at least posts up about wrestling. We didn't touch that at all last year. Last year was a good wrestling year for the county, especially for Bayonne. Track as well. I know the beats in the county are big, and prep has a lot of guys. UC, even though I think North Bergen track had a good year last year. Memorial's decent. So we definitely want to dabble in more stuff, but Cayden's right. Obviously, when it comes to live streaming games and things of that nature, we're going to go for the bigger events. And this is a basketball county. I think we can, and I play baseball. So I'll
Yeah.
admit that this is a basketball county, no doubt.
No, absolutely. I think all I really hear about in this specific county is either football or basketball.
Yeah.
And being a part of HCST Athletics kind of like pushed me towards more diverse sports, more of a variety of sports like soccer. I've never been interested in soccer, and now like going to the soccer games and just watching, I'm like
It's
following
fun,
around.
yeah.
Like
We've had some
it's
fun
become a
moments at the
lot of
soccer
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not a sports person, so even being able to sit there and watch a soccer game, I'm like following it, and it's awesome. It is really cool. Something else that I did really want to ask you guys is, what do you believe drives you apart from other sports broadcasting networks around Hudson County, especially those in specifically Hudson County like schools?
Do you want to take
Their
this one?
individual schools.
Well, first, I want to give a shout out to the people over at St. Peter's Prep.
Yes.
Their broadcasting program is awesome. We're very good friends with Renato Rodriguez.
Renato's
Mhm.
great.
Who runs their program. So, but besides that, I think a reason that inspired us to start this whole thing was a lack of coverage of local sports. We wanted to provide coverage to everybody because these games just aren't going anywhere. We found if we don't go to them, a lot of times, you may hear about it through friends, you may, get a recollection from players or whatever, but you're not going to be able to watch it, and you're not going to be able to watch it live in the form of content that we provide. So I think, that kind of sets us apart and is our uniqueness. We're also entirely student run.
Yeah.
So everything here is done completely by students. Obviously we founded this, and now, we give assignments, we book interviews for our underclassmen or even upperclassmen here to get involved and to get in front of the camera, help out behind the scenes, whatever it is that they want to do. So I think that's another way we kind of, stand out from maybe a traditional media organization.
Yeah. The main thing is we started this saying we got to promote the players. We got to make the players look good. There's a lot of really talented athletes in Hudson County that just weren't getting as much coverage, probably because no one was willing to do it, which is exactly what Cayden said. Like, for example, Jersey Sports Zone, they cover the entire state. So does NJ Athletics. It's difficult to mention everyone. And in reality, they post a lot of graphics or highlights. No one does live stuff. There's not that many interviews.
Mhm.
And that was our goal. It became very community-based because people noticed that we just wanted, it wasn't necessarily about ourselves. It was about the players and the people and the programs, the coaches in the county, and they respected that. So it almost, we started making relationships with coaches, which is very unique in the high school sports media landscape, since most media outlets cover a broad kind of amount of teams. It's a ton of teams.
Yeah.
For us, since we're just mostly focused, or we are solely focused on Hudson County, it was easier to create relationships with coaches and players. And I think that's a unique aspect that a lot of other accounts lack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for the, connections and friendships really we've been able to have with some of these coaches. I mean, I love looking forward to showing up early at some of these games
and just talking to them.
Just staying
talking
after,
shop.
Yeah, just talking with these guys who are, obviously this is their jobs. They're more invested than us. So it's great to hear from them. It's great to talk to them and you see their viewpoints on everything. It's just really great to have that kind of community with the coaches and the players.
Absolutely. Can you speak towards some of your most profound or memorable moments with HCST Athletics, with players, with athletes, coaches, anything?
You want to go? I want to mention something because I know where
you got it.
Where Cayden's gonna go, and I agree with what he's gonna say. That was obviously memorable. But something that we did recently was a big production for Coach Lamar McKnight and Coach Brad of Hudson Catholic, who passed, and they were building a great program. And they're still, the people that are still there are still building upon what the foundation that they set. But it was such a huge loss, not only in the county, but in the entire state. Lamar McKnight was very involved with Zone 6 camps. He pretty much every quarterback in the state of New Jersey knew who he was. He trained a lot of big time players. And to be able to interview people all over that he impacted, players, coaches, teachers, anybody, it was very profound because it was perhaps the most important. It was the kind of the biggest production that we've done.
And we heard from such a wide,
so many people.
I felt like it really kind of, like we really painted a complete picture of who this man was, because you hear from people who see him in such different settings and interact with him in such different ways that it really brought everything together.
I got chills. I personally don't struggle with interviews as much because we got so many reps, but sometimes with this production, it was difficult because it was so emotional. And you saw, like he said, so many different perspectives of who he was. Lamar, the coach, Lamar, the person, Lamar, the teacher, and also Coach Brad. We got a lot of stuff from him. Even as kids, Ira Guilford came on and he spoke about that. So that was big. And when they played it in Hinchlife Stadium, which is such a historic place in New Jersey, and they did the Lamar McKnight Classic over there, Zone 6 hosted it, and they used our videos throughout the entire event, in between games, in between quarters, during halftime. That was pretty cool because that was like, we did something that mattered. Because not saying this stuff doesn't matter, but sports is one thing, and then obviously life is another. And to be able to paint that picture was pretty cool. I think that was the best journalism work that we've done. Yeah,
I agree. Just to throw in another one.
Now you can.
We went to Madison Square Garden.
We did go to Madison Square Garden
in March. That was obviously a really fun and unique experience for both of us. We were there for 17 hours straight.
It was a long time. Was it 17 hours?
7 in the morning or so is when we left. And midnight is when we exited Madison.
Yeah, 1. We left at 1, I think.
Yeah, something like that for the Big East tournament. But that was a great experience. Shout out Jerry Walker.
We went to Rutgers. We got into Jersey Mike's Arena. That was cool. Went to John Fanta's house.
We did go to John Fanta's house.
We went to his shore house.
That was awesome.
That was cool. It's cool.
Yeah. So we've had so many opportunities that we're just
very
so
thankful. We're so thankful. I can't believe this was kind of the outcome, and I guess it just started.
Absolutely.
It's only a year in.
I don't think it's every day that you really hear about some kind of sports or athletics network that it not only is so professional and is so direct with what they want, but it's also so personal and is so just. You guys take a very I think both of your personalities combined make this network what it is, and I think it wouldn't be what it is without it. Exactly. So I wanted to ask exactly, what do you believe through this network, through creating, through operating, through establishing, through making it what it is today? What have you learned personally, professionally? What have you kind of gained from this experience?
This is a tough one.
I'll go. I learned how important it is to not make it about yourself, because when you go into, and I know it's kind of counterintuitive to call yourself humble. I stray away from that. But one thing that we did is, like I mentioned earlier, we didn't make it about ourselves, and we would go up to people, shake their hands, and it was just about making relationships. It wasn't necessarily about trying to get something in return. I think a prime example was when we worked for Jerry Walker. The reason we got to Madison Square Garden is because of Jerry Walker. We worked a showcase that he does, a Martin Luther King Day showcase, and we went up to him, we shook his hand, and we just went there to do a good job. We weren't looking for anything. We said, he's asking us to work about 12 hours. It was a very long time.
We called 5 games.
We called 5 games. My head was pounding. That was hard. But we went there to do a good job. And we said hello to Jerry Walker. We met Bob Hurley that day. And, they did interviews, which was cool. But in reality, we just wanted to make a good impression because that's what we're about. And that ultimately led to an opportunity that I personally did not imagine was going to come about.
Absolutely not.
So I would say living that out, that it's not always about what you can get from someone, but just be you in the sense that make a good impression. Don't make it about yourself. It's bigger than you. That's humbling, and it also can lead you to a lot of good places.
Yeah, I think it's really kind of put things into perspective for me, because I like I said, it's something that I feel like I'll wait for the high-tech announcements to.
I miss this. I don't miss it. But I do remember.
But yeah, it's something that I feel like contributes to a broader cause, because I imagine the people that are especially watching these live streams are people that, might be family or friends of the kids that are playing. Yeah. And it's important to me that they get to watch these people that they're proud of out here on the court in a situation where they otherwise wouldn't. So I feel like that's what hits closest to home for me, is just providing the ability of people to see their loved ones, do what they love. That's something that's important.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to elaborate on something I said too, like, you never know where a handshake is going to take you. You never know. Mm-hmm. Shake everybody's hand, be nice to everybody, say hello to everybody, because you don't know what's on the other side.
Absolutely.
Of that. Yeah.
That's such a sweet answer. I think that's very valuable for our audience to take, for those to be reminded of, that opportunities don't come every day. And sometimes, no matter how uncomfortable you are, no matter how out of your comfort that you have to reach, I think sometimes you have to go for it.
Yeah, you got to ignore whatever nervousness, uncomfortable thing that you feel. Oh, the Puro's coming in.
I just want to say something real quick.
Special guest.
You guys are talking about great memories. I have a great memory
Oh
of
my God.
for both of these guys. Can you hear me back there? Everything good? So me and Manny were down. Where was this, Manny?
Bayonne.
And this was Manny's favorite. Can we raise the audio on 15
go
and
to the-
16
go to the
PC
end.
audio? PC audio.
Cayden was sick.
And unmute, yeah.
I wasn't.
This was the first ever HCST Athletics game, by the way.
Unmute the YouTube.
There we go. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
I don't hear it. No.
I don't hear it.
A buzzer beater on our first ever
So this
game.
was Perino.
Badillo, yeah, there you go in the corner.
Oh, this was
Not it.
Can you recreate
But
it?
it's crazy how. So this was the first ever game we ever did for HCST Athletics. Again, no idea.
Technically the second.
What was the
We
first?
did do prep at.
Yeah, but it wasn't
This is
HCST
the first one
Athletics yet.
streamed on HCST
Yeah.
Athletics.
See what the Eagles do.
Here it is.
Badillo gets it, turns around, jumper, connects!
Yeah.
Badillo! The Eagles, home, soaring, victorious!
That call is in my broadcasting reel. Oh my gosh, I didn't know we had that.
Yeah, I got the picture now.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was
Fernando
awesome.
I was watching
Badillo,
from home.
Game winner, 46-45 is the final score. Union City.
That was so cool, man. Really, it was a great moment. I was like, we broadcasted that.
So
and
we
you did a great
clipped that.
call.
We clipped that.
Yeah.
And
What a shot.
Badillo's posting it. All these people are reposting it who have decent followers, because Fernando Badillo wasn't just from Union. He was in a different school before that. And it went semi-viral. Then we posted a funny clip where we got
the
zoom-ins of the crowd reactions.
That was
Parents from
great,
Bayonne,
yeah.
And then the Union City bench.
Oh, it was
And
great.
that, I mean, literally the first or few posts that we made on our Instagram was this.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first game
was
that we
all centered
live streamed
around
on
this.
HCST
Yeah.
Athletics was this. So it just gave us a jump start. The people from Union City obviously really liked us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the clip and we did a decent job and we did some post-game interviews.
Yeah.
So I'm just so thankful because it was things that were out of our control that fell into place that
Yeah.
really helped us take
We were
off.
definitely lucky.
So I thank God.
Got
Really.
some breaks along the way.
Yeah, well, only because, we were there and that's why we caught the breaks.
Yep.
If we weren't there, we wouldn't have caught them. And my favorite memory of Cayden was hanging out in Miller Stadium
Yes.
for like 8 hours or something. It just seemed like late at night. And Manny was playing baseball.
Mhm.
And I was literally losing money as the game's being played.
That was really
God.
funny.
Because we were saying that, Manny kept on doing things.
Those
Cayden
were
kept
some
on
of-
saying,
Those were some of my worst calls ever because I was just screaming.
it was
because I was so excited.
hilarious.
he's like, the Bureau, if Manny gets the third base, will you donate another $20 to the Alzheimer's?
Yeah,
I said
it was
yes.
an-
And the
exactly.
guy would get the third base.
Oh,
And I think
Manny.
I have this saved in
It
my
was an
phone.
Alzheimer's awareness tournament, like an event. And every hit I got was like
Oh,
20
it's so
bucks, and
funny.
I got a hit. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Here's
Everyone
the clip
scored.
of
Yeah.
Manny scoring to get another $20.
You were gonna have a relaxing.
This was the most
Saturday night.
excited
One
call
jump
of my life.
Over to second base. Manny Pereira will score if it's on time. It's Bubba! He scores. They score a second run as well.
But yeah, so we've had
Cayden loves when I lose money, this kid.
We've had
Yeah.
some fun.
Love you
times.
guys,
We've
man.
had
Fun.
some
Love you,
times.
DePiro. Come on.
Oh my God, bro.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Oh, DePiro. Okay, to wrap up our interview, unfortunately, I would love to keep talking to you guys. Honestly, this has been such an amazing interview. Very, very insightful. Now that you both have graduated high tech and that you attend different colleges from one another, what does this mean for HCST Athletics and its running? What do you believe to be the future of the network?
Well, I'll go first, and I think Manny's going to have the same answer. But I always want to be a part of this. This is like my kid. But it holds a very personal place to me, just because it was really, the first ever break that I had in my broadcasting career. It's led to so many other great opportunities for me, and I feel like I owe this school and this organization, my time and my effort to continue to improve it, to continue to mentor the people that want to be the future of this show that we created. And so I don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
I'll go after the announcement. So if you guys see this shirt right here, it's this Swing Completo. Right here, Swing Completo. It's a company I've been working with since my freshman year of high school. I've been doing podcasts. I've interviewed big leaguers. I've gone to big league stadiums, and I don't mention that to talk about myself, because frankly, I don't really like to do that. But I mention it because the first time I ever appeared on that show was in this room. It was on the other side. It was a news show that they used to do. I interviewed the first MLB player I ever interviewed was at High Tech High School. And it was because I went to the Bureau. I got invited on, basically. I go to the Bureau. I say, hey, I need to go on a live show. There's like 1,000 people watching. I need to get on now. Please set up a laptop, because my Chromebook from school was not working. It didn't hold up. And he set everything up. He made sure the background was fine. And I ultimately did well. And they gave me a platform there. I've done so many things with Swing Completo I would have never imagined. And that started here because the Bureau helped me. So I mentioned that to say, obviously, Cayden just said, HCST Athletics, a lot of it has to do with the adults, the Bureau, Ms. Cabrera, and the people who funded the program. And it's led to so many opportunities as well. I agree. I want to give back. I want to put effort into this so that this can become one of the main things people know High Tech for. That kids who like sports, like I did when I was in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and I was thinking about where am I going to go to high school, that High Tech becomes the no doubt choice because of this program. So ultimately, I owe a lot to the school. I don't know if I'll ever be able to pay it back in full, but I think that's one way we can somewhat
Absolutely.
compensate for
Yeah.
what the
No,
people here have done
I'll
for
always
us.
be here
Yeah.
to some degree, helping out with this program and all the kids that have a drive to do what we did.
Yep.
That's amazing. You guys are genuinely a incredible representation of what our school promotes for their alumni, for their students. And I hope that any of those watching goes forward with any projects that they want to do and doesn't let anything hold them back from doing so. So thank you guys so much for coming
Absolutely.
on the
Well,
show.
thank you,
guys
Bella,
have been
for having
amazing.
us.
Thank you,
Thank you
Bella.
so much to those
It's
in
a
the
pleasure.
back who have worked the show, and thank you for watching a conversation with your host, Isabella Santini. Tune into WHIT Podcasting's YouTube and Twitter pages for more info and shows. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Dude, it's cold.